Let us understand some important concepts while solving trigonometric equations. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we'll discuss how many solutions do we have of a trigonometric equation. We'll share with you two examples. Here's the first one, and here we see the second one. So these are the two examples which we are going to discuss. And the second example, factored form is given to you. Each factor can be equated to 0, and then you can find the number of solutions within 0 to 360 degrees. Perfect. Let's begin with the very first question, which is cos x times sin x times tan x minus 1 equals to 0. We're looking for solutions when x is between 0 to 360 degrees, both included. So let us rewrite the expression on the left hand side, which is, let's write with cos x as given here. So it's given to us as cos x times sin x times tan x minus 1 equals to 0. Taking 1 to the right hand side, we can write this as cos x times sin x, and tan x can also be written as sine over cosine, right? As you know, tan x is quotient identity, which is ratio of sin x and cos x. And therefore, we'll replace tan x with sin x over cos x, right? And we are going to take this 1 on the right hand side, rewriting the equation as all this product equals to 1. Now in this situation, we can always cancel cosine x. So we are left with what? Sine times sin x is sine square x. So we have sine square x equals to 1, or sin x equals to plus minus square root of 1, which is plus minus 1. And that could give you solutions for the given equation. I would like you to pause the video at this stage and then write down your solution. And then look into my suggestion. There is something more than this required. Perfect. So we have sin x as plus minus 1. That means what? Well, sine graph, as you know, is something like this, right? Let me sketch one. So if I sketch a sine graph, it looks like this, right? And plus minus 1 really means that we are looking at these two values, right? So this is 1, this is minus 1. So this is 90 degrees, and here we have 270 degrees. So you will be tempted to say that there are two solutions within 0 to 360 degrees for this situation. However, remember one thing which is most important, and that is cos x is in the denominator, and therefore we have a restriction, right? So what is the restriction here? Restriction is that cos x should not be equal to 0, right? Because you cannot divide by 0. I know it cancelled away, right? You might think, well, since it cancelled, we need not look into it. Well, in the question itself, we have tan x, and tan x has a vertical asymptote at these points, which are 90 degrees and 270 degrees, correct? When cos x is 0, perfect. So whenever you define tan x, remember that cos x is not equal to 0, correct? That means these two solutions are not valid. So x equals to 90 degrees or 270 degrees are not valid, since tan x is not defined. Does make sense to you? And that is the reason this question has been given. And in many test papers, students do a mistake of not looking into the restrictions. Perfect. So whenever you're solving equations, do look into restrictions. Very important. And therefore, the answer for us is none of them. There are no solutions for this. Not even 1, 2, 3 or 4. No solutions at all. Correct. So that is the right answer for the given situation. Perfect. Okay, so now let's move on to the second question. Well, the second question, there is no trick into it, right? It's a straightforward question. So let's rewrite the question, which we have 3 cos x times 2 sin x minus 3 times tan x minus square root 5 equals to 0. So that means you can find the solutions you need to find between 0 to 360. So for 3 cos x equals to 0, so within this interval of, you can say 0 to 360 degrees, right? Cos x basically is a function which is like this, right? So let me just sketch the graph. It has two zeros which are at 90 degrees and 270 degrees, right? So these are the two solutions, right? Now let's look into the next component, which is 2 sin x minus 3 equals to 0. That means 2 sin x should be equal to 3, or sin x should be equal to 3 over 2. Now since sin cannot be more than 1 and 3 over 2 is 1.5, here we have no solution, right? Perfect. So we got no solution from the second factor. Now let's analyze the third factor, which is tan x minus square root 5 equals to 0. That means tan x equals to square root of 5. Now as you know, tan is positive in quadrant 1 and in quadrant 3, right? So we do have two solutions here, right? So we don't need to figure out what are the solutions. You can always find tan inverse and get the solutions. However, they are not required. So we have two solutions here, right? So since we have two solutions here, right, with the first factor and 2 with the last factor, total number of solutions are 4. And therefore, the correct answer is D, which is we have 4 solutions for this particular equation. Makes sense? So that is how we can actually solve and verify. I hope you have understood all these concepts. Feel free to share your comments and suggestions. In case you want to learn from me, send an email on the address given. Thanks for your time and all the best.